wants to be king!
Welcome back to the War Room. Been away for a while because I've been going toe-to-toe with the Resident Evil bug. And every time I sat down to try to make a video, I started leaking from my face. I didn't feel like that would be very good content creation. So I've been putting it off. But here we are, the last day of 2021. Hell of a year. Over the past couple of weeks, I've watched from the stands the implosion of some more alpha males, ranging from the little troll from Fresh and Fit Again, and then most recently Jack Murphy with his super alpha response to the girl who asked him about his article about being a cuck. And I've made no bones about my dislike of the whole alpha male red pill space. And this latest outing of Jack Murphy, Super Chad, is hilarious if it wasn't so damaging to the men who subscribe to his flavor of bullshit. And generally, I don't feel sorry for people who buy into dumb shit like big wiener pills. I don't feel sorry for people who do that type of stuff. But in this space, there's really guys, young and old, who come to these spaces because they didn't have proper guidance in this gynocentric culture that we have. And it's really fucked up that these dudes take advantage of these men's misery the way that they do. And one of the biggest talking points, one of the biggest marketing tools is the so-called alpha male. And it's transforming to the high value male, which is usually some version of alpha, sigma, theta, omega, some goofy, Greek alphabet shit, where people want to try to classify themselves as different from everyone else. I'm not an alpha anymore. Everyone's alpha. Now I'm a sigma. It's all goofy, man. It's all goofy shit. But the problem is there's a lot of men who buy into this stuff. They spend their hard-earned money, and they listen because they're simply looking for their guidance. They're looking for guidance. They're looking for leadership. They're looking for their dad. They're looking for their father. That's what, if you boil it down, that's what it is. And you've got these dudes who most have absorbed Homo Tomasi's stolen book of where, he's regurgitated things that come from a certain space. And you can tell by listening to what these men say, it's all the same version of the outhouse feces that has turned so many men into what we have today. These angry incels who think that they're entitled to whatever they want because their leader told them if they have, a Lambo or, clout or whatever these goofy clowns are instructing these youngsters to do, that life is supposed to open up for them. And the bottom line is, it doesn't really matter what you have. It doesn't matter what you acquire outside of making yourself for a target for someone who wants to take that from you. It doesn't really matter what you have. If you are a dork, if you're a piece of shit as a person, if you're not a man, at the end of the day, you're going to continue to get the same results that you've always gotten. And this alpha male rhetoric, where all the different flavor of monkey wants to beat on his chest and tell you how to move like an alpha, when a couple of things are fundamentally true. The typical dude who wants you to believe he's super alpha is usually a fragile little bitch on the inside. And these dudes don't move that way. I mean, the Jack Murphy article, that's the kind of men that are leaders of men. Donovan Sharp is the same type of clown where this guy speaks out of both sides of his neck. These guys make a substantial living selling this image of alpha male bullshit, and it's really junior high locker room talk. That's all it is. It's a bunch of grown little boys thinking that they're men because there's no men in the space. And the truth of the matter is, men don't belong in the space because real men are doing real shit with their lives. They're not trying to amass a following of sheep to get money from. My purpose of this video is very, very simple. In 2021, we've seen the fall of many so-called alpha males, a bunch of dumb clowns that have basically hung themselves. They've exposed themselves because what you are will eventually always come to surface. The idea that some man is going to teach you how to be an alpha male is laughable at best. It's extremely sad when you look at it on a real surface. Pretending to be something doesn't make you such. Just like these men have pretended to be men, pretended to be alphas, pretended to be leaders. And when a woman asks the super Chad Alpha a simple question about an article he wrote, the response was the opposite of an alpha male, opposite of what a real man would do. He wrote the article. You exposed who you are, Mr. Murphy. Just because you try to cover it up, if that's the type of man you were, then you don't change that. You don't get to change that. Men are either willing to let their woman go do what you did, or they're not. That's the facts. Those are the simple facts. I would never endorse that. Most definitely never brag about it like that. You did it to yourself. But the reaction was that of a little vaginal bitch. And that's what these men are. So this is my advice to men listening to this going into 2022. If you want to really find guidance, if you want to really find who you are and how to find your way in life, the best thing that you can do when you hear the terms alpha, sigma, any of this goofy shit trying to guide you down the path to becoming these things, realize you're only going down the path to become a certain flavor of fucking goofball. That's all you're doing. If a person claims that they're alpha, you can absolutely believe that they're absolutely 100% not that. In 2022, it would serve men in this space much better to stop trying to be alphas, stop trying to be sigmas, stop trying to be high value men, and simply work on becoming men. Happy New Year to you guys. Let's kick some ass in 2022. Out.